Hello and greetings, this is Diane Cox. Welcome back to my channel Moon Fire Magic. I'm trying to get the lighting right this evening, and no matter what I do it's like, but I've had fun doing this, right? I'm like, ooh, look at the candle shapes, isn't that so magical? All those light anomalies. Anyway, I've been doing that for the past few minutes trying to get the lighting right, because they either look orange, completely washed out, a bit like this, or very pink, and I'm not either of any of those. So, I mean, look at the difference of this. Look, watch if I put this light on. I mean, am I that colour? Am I some kind of strange neon yellow colour? Anyway, so this is what I've settled on. Anyway, the subject of this short little video is a topic that has been quite close to my heart for years as I listen to what they consider modern day feminists, and what they think they stand for, or I shouldn't say what they think they stand for, what they stand for. And as a, shall we say, a mature woman who grew up when men were still men and men still had certain behaviours which were kind of interesting around women, I'm going to say something now which can be considered quite controversial in this day and age, but you know what? I grew up in an age of chivalry, right? I grew up in an age where men opened doors for women. Men opened car doors for women, or just normal doors for women. Men carried shopping from the car to the house. You know, men did all these kind of manly things that I grew up thinking was quite normal as a sign of respect. Okay, and I find it really fascinating. And I had friends when I was growing up that used to find it quite offensive that men would do that kind of thing for a woman, and they'd say, oh God, you know, I hate it when people do that, men do that, because I can't open a door myself. And I'd say, well, you're kind of missing the point. It's a sign of respect, isn't it? And another thing I've remembered that I've made a little extra little clip about was men didn't swear in front of women, you know, that kind of stuff. My dad, I never heard my dad swear. He would never swear in front of me, my sister, my mum. It was just like something that he didn't do. You know, men think differently. They've got a different set of skills. You know, they have mathematical minds or engineering minds or very logical minds. And so do women. You know, there's not one or the other. And this is a big problem with the world now. You have to take a side. You know, you have to be pro this or anti that, or, you know, you've got to have this like division, which is what the dark forces want. Division, 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 divide and conquer. And so the more you start to see the value in everything that men do, in all the little things. And you know, I always say too, when I talk to my male clients, I always say, you know, women in a certain age, I can't imagine now how it works, but in my age, it's like women want men to be men. They want to, they like men to put their boundaries very firmly. They not like to know that they can't walk over a man. They like a man to say no. They like a man to stand up for what he wants. And if he doesn't want to do that on a Saturday morning or a Sunday evening or a Wednesday afternoon, you know, for him to say, no, I'm not doing that. You can do it. By all means, I'll support you in whatever you do, but I'm not doing it because I don't want to do it. And it's the same for women, you know. So that is my confession and my little insight for the day. Chivalry, absolutely yes. Showing respect for women, yes. As women need to show respect for men and be in a state of gratitude, gratitude being the spiritual foundation for many happy a year on earth, the gratitude of what a man brings into the life, gratitude for what women bring into the life, you know, a coming together of the polar opposites, you know, that beautiful union, and you know, self improvement, self-respect reflected in your partner. I have a very specific memory in the past few years, and my dear beloved decided he wanted to take the toilet downstairs and give it a really good kind of clear out and, you know, do stuff with the enamel and whatever. And I watched this man carry this toilet downstairs and just thinking, oh, where would we be without men? Where would us women be without men to do that kind of fantastic stuff? To do the stuff that men really, you know, are super talented at. It's all about being in a state of gratitude and thankfulness for everything that everybody brings. So that's my little piece for today. And by all means, rant away in the comments if you think, you know, I will add this before I go. I consider myself a feminist. You know, I lived my life running my own businesses, paying my own mortgage, paying my own bills, running my own car, getting my own car mended, and, you know, just living a feminist life where there was no one, you know, no one supporting me. I did it all myself. And I sometimes think with the feminists I hear today, I think when you've supported yourself completely and wholly for 10 years, I think you have a good handle on what it's like being a woman, supporting yourself and not relying on a man and just doing all that other stuff. So yeah, that's my insight. It's like, yeah, okay, if you want to live independently as a feminist, then don't rely on your father and don't rely on a man then. Do all your own finances and see how you get on. And I've now come like a, you know, like a full circle, and I've got a man who is incredibly supportive in all manner and ways, and you know, we have this mutual support in whatever we can. And yeah, it's time we didn't again use these labels that the dark forces have pushed through the media, and the people who are channeling the dark forces for this planet, and you know, this whole discombobulation of how people think about each other. And it's about time we stopped all that and started championing the qualities of women. Whether you're you know, at work and you want to climb the ladder, good for you. Whether you want to be at home bringing up kids, good for you. If you're doing both, good for you. You know, but it's like, stop criticizing people, just support, mutual support, listen to each other, and make it work. Communication is what it's all about, and gratitude. So thank you for listening to that little rant and putting up with my very poor lighting setup. But I'll be back with another video soon. Maybe a tarot is going to be the next one, and some more astrology. So yeah, big love to you. Have a beautiful evening, day, month, week, year, life. See you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.